My name is George Boston Rhines, and we're up at Valdosta City Hall. This is the building where Mayor John Fretti and our city council representatives reside over the affairs of the city. Today is Sunday, May, let's forget about all that junk. But anyway, my point is that I'm going to give you a little ride through of the Valdosta south side of town, so you will better understand why I'm concerned about our local elected officials going on 2 radio stations, conservative stations, and will not give the same information to the majority of people in Valdosta, which are black African Americans. I don't think it's fair. In fact, I know it's not fair. And this is why I've asked at least 10 times that they all be removed from office. That means our Mayor John Fretti, James Wright, Sonny Vickers, Mr. Carroll, Mr. Payton, and others. All of them need to be removed. If they cannot stand up and show by their actions that just informing some of the people on a radio station in particular that criticizes our president, the commander-in-chief of our sons and daughters whose lives are on foreign battlefields. They call him a clown, among many other derogatory names. We have had 43 other white male presidents. They were not criticized as this present President Barack Obama. And so what we want to do, we want to see a change. We know it's not right. We are home to Moody Air Force Base, and we want to see a change. We want to see a difference. After all, as I said, our sons and daughters have put their lives on the line in 3 wars of this great nation. And for our leaders to sit in company of, give the appearance of, the point that they condone this ill speech of our children, Commander-in-Chief, is unprecedented in the history of our beloved country. Now we know that some of the other 43 white male presidents denied certain Americans their right to vote, right to travel, right to assemble in groups of more than 5, rights to take part in the electoral process. That's a historical fact. And for this to be happening in 2011, we cannot, me as a military retired veteran, I cannot ignore the fact that this is disrespecting me. And although a lot of citizens say nothing, it is something that needs to be addressed. And so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you through the city, some of the areas as we journey, to let you know about this metro city, Valdosta, Georgia. We know that they say it's one of the progressive, most better places to live in the country. But in whose eyes? Some people are happy. Some people are faring well in this city. But there are others who are getting all of the contracts. Minorities get very little contract. We just had a county building built. Our videos, foreigners benefiting from those contracts. I've been over to the South Georgia Medical Center. I see foreigners building on that. I go over to Martin Luther King Drive. I watched the monument that went up. Very few dollars went to the black African American. You go to the Hudson Docket area over there, very few are benefiting from that money that is being spent. Some of it is coming in here through the federal government. And not only black folk, poor white contractors as well.
Yes,
cannot
we can.
thank you, brother, cannot get contract. It's not a black and white thing, it's a right thing. And I'm tired of having white people to come to the NAACP and the SCLC meetings and say the same thing that black contractors are saying. We are locked out of the process. Mr. Robinson and myself have been to City Hall. We have spoke, but they ignore when we talk about the poor, economically oppressed. Our local newspapers, they want to keep us seemingly deaf, dumb, and blind to the real issues of what's going on in this community. The Quitman 10 have not been publicized in the press equally as the other side. I retired here in '91, and very little is changing. And this YouTube, hopefully, will be the only way that hopefully we can get an outside agency to come in here and address the issues that have kept this whole region of South Georgia in a lockdown state of depression, reflective of an 1860 charter that I had removed from these walls, which referred to blacks as, in the same paragraph, as hogs, dogs, and other animals straying at large, which was to suppress and abate all nuisances arriving from slaves and people of color in this town. And it seemed like to me, they just moved citizens to be heard from the beginning of city council meetings to the end. I presented this to council meeting Thursday of last week. Our local newspaper, television, and radio station ignored everything that I brought before the council. Councilman Carroll was on 105.9, which they always give these two radio stations a prelude into what's going to happen at city council meeting. Then after the council meeting, they go to the other station, give that segment of our community a complete scope of what happens at every city council meeting, as well as the Lowndes County Board of Commissioners, while the black community and the majority of people in Valdosta are left deaf, dumb, and blind to the times and unable to make intelligent decisions based on facts at these public meetings. Then our local news media, TV, radio, and newspapers will not, I repeat, will not publish the juices and the flavors that take place in our community. And it is time for Valdosta to move. It's time for Valdosta to make a change. We cannot continue to go on like we are going and call ourselves a productive metropolitan city in South Georgia. There must be change, but change will not come unless the people and the citizenry in this community is informed on what's going on. And I'm convinced that Mayor Fretti and our black councilmen and other whites does not have our best interests at heart. 15 of us went to jail just to get a heart renamed in a city, or in a district rather, where the majority of people surrounding that particular park was over 90% black. And we watched in shock and awe how they mistreated us. The time has come for a change. So I'm asking you to follow me as I follow the truth that our newspapers and our television and our radio and our politicians, elected officials in Valdosta and Lowndes County don't want you to know. But Jesus said, and ye shall know the truth, and that the truth would make you free. And without truth, there can be no freedom. This we all will soon discover if we don't know it. Thank you.